So while some brands have been busy copying and pasting each other's homework, Infinix was like, nah, let's do something new. This is the Infinix Smart 10 Plus, and it might just be the best looking budget phone right now. I'm genuinely impressed with this new design direction. Some are saying it's a copy of Google Pixel design, but let's be honest, yeah, the horizontal camera layout follows this pattern, but this is different. The Smart 10 Plus is one of a couple of devices Infinix recently released for the Smart 10 series. There's the Smart 10, the 10 HD, and 10 Plus. These are all entry-level phones, so it is not meant for heavy lifting, but for the price point they come at, they give the competition a run for the money. So this is actually my first time reviewing an Infinix smart device. Maybe it's the design that attracted me, who knows. Now let's manage expectations up front. This might not look like an entry-level phone, but it definitely is one, and that reflects in the price. You're looking at about $80 or 126,000 Naira, which is good pricing considering what it offers. I believe this comes in just one memory variant, 4 gigs of RAM and 128 gigs of storage. I've heard whispers of the possibility of a 256 gig version, but I've not confirmed that just yet. Now the unboxing experience, pretty straightforward, no surprises here, but credit where it's due. Infinix still packs in more than most of the competition. Also, Infinix is offering a promo box when you pick up the Smart 10 Plus from one of their authorized stores. Just thought to put that information out there. It won't hurt to get a couple more accessories for free should you decide to buy one. So let's move on. The design and build quality is where Infinix flexes a bit with the Smart 10 Plus. Going by appearance alone, it does not in any way look like an entry-level phone. You can tell that much thought went into the design. It comes in 4 attractive colors: sleek black, titanium silver, iris blue, and ruby red. This is obviously the titanium silver and it looks clean. You can see from the back design it has a matte textured finish, not the type that will attract smudges. Also, if you pay attention to the details, just underneath the camera layout, you will notice a section that has slightly different tone from the rest of the back panel. Feels as if there's a sticker covering it, but it's not. It actually adds a nice touch to the design. As for build quality, it's solid. It feels like it can take a few hits without crying for help. Infinix even brags about its durability, and based on the hands-on feel, I don't doubt that it is tough. The power button doubles as the fingerprint scanner and it works just fine in daily use. You also get dual SIM support and a dedicated micro SD card slot. And yes, they kept the headphone jack, which is somehow now a budget feature in 2025. Make it make sense. And here is something I didn't expect at this price point: IP64 dust and splat resistance, plus stereo speakers. It's almost as if Infinix sat down, decided to tick off all the boxes of possible things we can complain about. The sound quality is not studio grade, but it is better than a lot of devices I've seen around this price point. On display, you're getting a 720p LCD panel. And another surprise, it has always on display. That is a twist. It's something you'd only expect from AMOLED. But hey, who's complaining? It's a much welcome feature. Then there's 120Hz refresh rate. Well, kind of. As always, I'd question why 120Hz on a 720p display, but it is here. In real use though, it's mostly chilling at 90Hz even when set to high refresh rates. You occasionally see 120Hz, but not consistently. Still, for this price, the display holds up well. It is 6.67 inches in size, and no, I don't have anything to complain about. The Infinix Smart 10 Plus is running Android 15, but it's not specified whether it is the Go edition or full Android. That said, XOS here is noticeably trimmed down compared to what you get on the higher-end Infinix devices, and I'd say that's a smart move. You don't want to overwhelm a phone like this with bloat. Now, even in this toned-down state, it still has more features than most budget phones. There's a built-in screen recorder and surprisingly a few AI tools. Folax is here with DeepSeek integration. It's letting you ask questions or summarize stuff with a voice command. Not bad at all for a device under 130k. I can actually see this working great for a younger sibling or someone just getting their first smartphone. It's got enough tools to get schoolwork or research done with little to no hassle. Now the software is mostly snappy when you're not overwhelming it with a lot of apps in the background. There is no split screen or dual space here, but that is expected for this category. Now, as mentioned earlier, it's got impressive AI features for an entry-level phone. There's a dedicated AI section in settings. You can do things like summarize documents or rewrite text right from the phone. Specs-wise, the Smart 10 Plus is exactly what you'd expect from the entry-level class, and then some more. It is powered by the Unisoc T7-250, a 12nm chip built to handle the basics: surfing the internet, doom scrolling your favorite social media apps, YouTube, rinse, repeat. Gaming, Well, it's not built for that, but if you must, keep your expectations at a minimum. Stick to low recommended settings and low demanding games. There's 4 gigs of RAM here with up to 128 gigs of storage. You can also use memory card to expand it to, I think, about 2 terabytes. And then you can also stretch the RAM up to 8 GB using virtual RAM. But honestly, the default configuration is decent enough for light use. Another interesting feature present here is Ultra Link. This allows you to make free calls to other devices that support this feature as long as you're within range, like a modern walkie-talkie. And one of the strongest selling points of the Smart 10 Plus is the battery life. You get a massive 6000 mAh battery, which easily gives you up to 2 days of use depending on how addicted you are to your phone. But even stressed, you should get up to a day. Charging is capped at 18 watts, so it's not lightning fast, but it is capable of giving you quick boost if you need it. But with this kind of battery life, you'll probably only be charging it at night. For its cameras, on paper you're looking at an 8 megapixel rear camera and another 8 megapixel on the front for selfies. You will get good results from both cameras as long as you stick to the ideal lighting conditions. The same can be said for video. Surprisingly, it can shoot up to 2K at 30 frames per second. That is interesting. Now, if we're comparing the Smart 10 Plus to other phones you get at this price point, in my opinion, this has the most unique and better looking design. It offers AI features, better battery life than most, better IP rating too. Also, it's more affordable than most with similar specifications. The Infinix Smart 10 Plus is proof that even budget phones can bring a little flair. The design is classy, the build quality is tough, and it packs all the right specifications. As long as you acknowledge it's an entry-level phone, there isn't really anything to complain about. This is one of those devices you recommend to someone starting out or just looking for the basics without sacrificing vibes. That's all from me. Peace out.